Leo, you are up. Okay, Leo. Let's see. There's a lot to unpack here. But before I go any further, KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. Now, for this reading, I don't read reversals, I read energy. So wherever the energy goes, that's where I go. If the card comes out reversed and I feel the energy is that, I will call it as such. If I feel it isn't, I will call it as such. There isn't a gender in tarot. So if I'm talking about a King of Swords or a Queen of Pentacles or an Emperor or an Empress, I'm not always talking about a male or a female. I'm talking about you or someone around you embodying that energy, because that's all it is energy. And as I always say, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it's not your story, don't try to make it fit. Now that I've said all of that, I've done the pre-shuffle for the clarifying deck and the main deck. I pulled 2 cards out the clarifying deck and 2 cards out the main deck. In the main deck, I pulled the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is fire energy. Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. Queen of Wands is very magnetic. She's very passionate. Anytime, which I don't know what her sign is off the top of my head, but for some reason, anytime I think about the Queen of Wands, I think about Marilyn Monroe. Because Marilyn Monroe had that thing where she knew she was sexy, but it wasn't a thing of, oh, well, I can have you just because I want to have you. It's just a thing of, she's very confident. She was very confident. And you are more than likely in that energy. It doesn't matter if you're a male or a female. You're in the energy of confidence right now. Back when I did the overall May reading for 2021, I titled it, It's Your Birthday, because I said you will be receiving a lot of attention in May, is what I said during that reading. The second card that came out was the 7 of Cups from the main deck for the pre-shuffle. 7 of Cups is options. 7 of Cups is water energy. Some of your options may come from a Cancer, a Scorpio, or a Pisces. One thing I mentioned before in the overall reading, I'm sure, is not everything that glitters is gold. Smell the perfume, don't drink it. Pretty is as pretty does, and sometimes pretty can be pretty ugly. I'm picking that energy up still. The reason I say that is because in the clarifying deck, the universe, which is also the world card, it's a different type of deck. The universe came out reversed, and I'm reading the energy as such. There is a cycle that is not being closed out that should be closed out. Someone is refusing to let go. And I feel like it is you refusing to let go of a cycle. The second card that came out of the clarifying deck was the Prince of Wands. In this deck, the Prince of Wands is equal to the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is a very passionate energy. But the thing about the Knight of Wands is that the Knight of Wands is good at starting things, but the Knight of Wands is not always good at finishing things. The Knight of Wands is not a King of Wands. The Knight of Wands is more of a here today, gone tomorrow type of energy. The energy that I'm picking up is that there was an interest in you that had fizzled out. And now that you have this magnetic thing going on and happening, there is something that caught this person, whether it be a male or a female. Again, it doesn't matter. There's no gender in tarot. There's something that caught this person's eye or put you back at the head of the line for them. So now that person is rushing back in. And I have a feeling that you have a soft spot for this person where you, whatever the situation was, when that person left before, you wanted more and that person did not give it to you. Now that you're in demand, because obviously this is not the only person that has an interest in you. There are other things going on in your life right now outside of romance. Just you have this thing where people want to be in your company, whether it's a platonic situation or a romantic situation, or where everything is like a serendipitous, where you do something and then it just falls into place without much effort at all. Again, I had said before, and it seems like we're still in that energy, that the month of May will feel like it's your birthday. But also what I'm picking up is that you need to close out one of these cycles. Just because you have a lot of options on the table doesn't mean you need to take every single option on the table. I'm about to pull 3 overall cards, and then I will pull a 4th card for the main overall message, and then I'll pull an angel oracle card is what I will do. So, in this, what the main spread could be totally different from what I just told you, but from the pre-shuffle, that's the energy I'm picking up. May I have the energy of Leo for mid-May 2021? May I have the energy of Leo for mid-May 2021? May I have the energy of Leo for mid-May 2021? May I have 3 cards, please? Thank you. May I have 2 more cards, please? Thank you. May I have 1 more card, please? May I have 1 more card, please? Thank you. May I have an overall message, please? Thank you. Yeah, pretty much what I said. Okay. All right, Leo. First card that came out is the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is water energy. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, but it more identifies with Cancer. You could be dealing with the Cancer, but I don't feel that's the case. I feel, because what's going on here, like I said, I feel something needs to come to a close. I feel that you're embodying a lot of energy right now. One being the Queen of Wands, where you're magnetic. Hence why you have pulled old, I don't want to say baggage, but you pulled old relationships back into your orbit through your magnetic pull alone. You pulled old relationships back into your orbit. And you have a lot of love to give. The Queen of Cups gives her love without restrictions. This is one of the most loving cards in the deck. Again, it doesn't matter if you're male or female. The Queen of Cups is intuitive too. Some of you may already know that this person isn't good for a long-term commitment through your intuition. But you're still having an issue closing out an old cycle. Speaking of cycles, the Empress is the second card to come out. For some of you female Leos, you actually might be starting your cycle. And then for some of you other female Leos, you actually might be pregnant too. So keep that in mind. But the biggest energy that I'm picking up is that you want to start a family. It's almost like you, in the Empress is Cancerian energy. They say Libra and Taurus, but no, the Empress is Cancerian energy because the Empress is the mother of the tarot and Cancer is the mother of the zodiac. So you're in this, I don't want to say lovey-dovey energy, but you're in this, you have all of this abundance. And if you don't have anyone to share it with, you're kind of like, I'm an empress by myself on the throne. I have all of this stuff. Because the Empress is the queen of all queens. She's the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles. She's all the queens rolled into one is what the Empress is. And the Empress has everything. She doesn't have to want for anything because she's the Empress. And you're living this abundant life where you have great health, your finances are good, you're still in your right mind, and your mind is clear, and things are stable within your environment. You have a passion within you. You have all of the things of what one would envision as the complete package. Yet, you're not feeling complete. Hence, why you're entertaining one of your old relationships that you just recently pulled back into your orbit through your magnetism. The third card is death. People freak out when the death card comes up, but it's actually a good thing. Death is saying that something is being removed. Death is transformation, is what it is. Death is related to Scorpio. You could be dealing with a Scorpio. Like I said at the beginning, some of you already have the intuition that this person, this Knight of Wands, isn't really a constant stay. They're not here for the long term. They're not a King of Wands. They are a Knight of Wands. And intuitively, some of you know that, but you're still entertaining it. And intuitively, you know that it will eventually have to come to an end. You will have to let it go and move on to something else, which is the Death card. It's a transformation. It's moving on. It's removing what doesn't serve you, is what the Death card is. And for something that will not be a constant stay, for something that isn't worthy of the Empress, because you have to remember, the Empress can't be with a knight. The Empress can't be with a page. The Empress needs a king or an emperor to be with, preferably an emperor. Not just anyone can date the Empress. The Empress can't date someone who cannot offer true support to her maintaining her empire. And again, it doesn't matter if you're male or female. I'm talking about the energy. The overall message is the Page of Wands reversed. That energy is correct. Pages bring messages. Pages bring new starts. Page of Wands brings new start in passion, in ideas, in relationships. The overall message is saying, no, don't go down that road. Don't accept the new relationship. Don't accept the new start that is being offered to you. Because again, you pulled some of these old relationships back into your orbit. And part of this is we're already starting pre-Mercury Retrograde. One of the biggest things about Mercury Retrograde is people from the past will pop up. And not just people from the past, but things from the past that have not been addressed before. The largest point of Mercury Retrograde is to address the things that have not been closed out, the things that have been left on the shelf and not handled. Just because someone comes back into your life doesn't always mean that they're to remain in your life or that you should start a relationship. I actually tell people the worst time to start, frog in my throat, the worst time to start a relationship is when Mercury is in retrograde. Because you're caught up in the moment. And Mercury didn't necessarily bring something back in for you to restart it again. Mercury brought it back in for you to make sure it is closed out for good. Now, is it possible to have a relationship that lasts, that started, or should I say restarted in Mercury retrograde? Absolutely. Anything is possible. After all, as I always say, I'm just the person sitting here reading some tarot cards. We all have free will. We can do what we want. However, it's not recommended that you rekindle a relationship during Mercury retrograde. And if I'm going by the energy of these cards, from the pre-shuffle and from the main shuffle, this is a cycle that needs to be closed out, and you're refusing to do so. Let me go ahead and see if there's any angel oracle messages. Are there any messages for Leo? Is there anything Leo should know? Wow, I can't make this up. No. I can't. This is the card that fell out. It said no with an exclamation point. Let me say it louder for the people in the back. No. That is the message that came out from the Angel Oracle card. Is there anything else Leo needs to know? If you believe. That's the other message. If you believe. There are better options out there for you. If you believe there are. Don't fall into that trap of, oh, well, this might be my last chance. For women, my biological clock is ticking. Or for men, oh, I'm getting older and blah, blah. You know that whole thing and all that stuff. If you believe there's better out there for you, it is. If you believe that you deserve better, you do. If you believe that it will happen in divine timing, it will. If you believe, is the second message from the Angel Oracle deck. So Leo, that is all I have for you. If any of this resonated with you, don't forget to hit the like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe. That way you will know when I upload new episodes to the podcast or videos. And don't forget to share, because sharing is caring. Until next time, Leo, be blessed.